Hello, my wonderful people. Good morning to you all. Chimrip Su, according to my people, that side. I don't want to call them so. My people, I just want to lay my voice on this issue of Dino Melaye and the as he dey pain them, he go dey sweet us, in them. Where he not be like where his voice be like that of a frog or like somebody wey chop frog. I don't know the kind of SK where this man they always take. Where his voice when I hear what I talk. Where he name be Governor Nyesom Wike, he don't take another U-turn to the extent that Dino Melaye on his interview yesterday with Arise TV News. He said Wike is an expired drugs and need to take off the shelf. According to my able guy, the mock news master, Parara, I'm your fan, so allow me to use this your line. My brothers and sisters, why I want to say this thing now, this one is a general warning to the public. The public I'm talking about is ordinary Nigerians like me and you out there dying in the fight of all these people. A lot of people have died trying to defend what is not defendable. Politicians know themselves. There's no permanent enemy in politics and there's no permanent friend in politics. This Wike and Dino Melaye fighting dirty on the social media now. They are once best of friends. It didn't end there. Even tomorrow they will still reconcile. But the ordinary Nigerian will go out there and say, I like what Wike is doing. Wike is giving them basbos. My brother, listen to me and listen good. Politicians, how we now? They are just like a chameleon. If any condition favors them, they will not complain. But once it don't favor them, you will see the outcry. They will come out and begin to cry. Look at the what do they call it? The interview, live interview of Smart Adeyemi of Kogi State, where be Senator Smart Adeyemi. When people are complaining about the irregularities in the election, the presidential election that happened, what did he say? He said anyone that is aggrieved should, or anyone who have feel cheated, should wait for 2027. Earlier on, a video showcased where he is saying all manner of things that he is behind the Kogi State Governor Yaya Bello. That whatever Yaya Bello do is okay with him. That even tomorrow, if Yaya Bello wake up now and bring out an ancestor as his predecessor to replace him when his tenure is finally over, that he is Smart Adeyemi, Senator Smart Adeyemi, will support that person. Because then it was favoring him. But look at what is happening now. He's the same person who tell Labour Party and other political parties to wait for 2027 cannot wait for his own 2027. He came out to cry that in the terms of federal level there is an election, even if it was rigged, according to him. Because all these people, they will be saying the truth indirectly. It's left for you to use your tongue to count your teeth. He said, even at the federal level, if the election was red, but the truth there is election. Then in the Kogi primaries, he said there's no election. That the enforced people, they stay on their home and the right result. That is what we keep telling our people. Do not die in the politician fight. They know themselves. Once it favors them, they will be singing praises and everything to that person. But once it don't favor them, they will come out to complain. Probably, he think then that Yaya Bello will bring him to replace him when his tenure is finally over as the governor of Kogi State. But today, he's singing another different song. He allowed APC to happen to him, just like APC happened to many of us in our different states. In my own state, APC happens to me. They enforce a fourth position who don't even who carried last to become the governor of Imo State. And look at it today. One of APC member the other day is complaining that it's only Hope Uzodinma, the only governor in the whole of the 36 state of the federation that go to church with armored car. Yes, now, when you force people beyond their wish, that means you have to live the rest of your life trying to defend yourself because you force yourself on people. Wike and Dino Melaye, they are fighting today. And people will be praising Wike or praising Dino Melaye. But tomorrow, you will still see these same people. After fighting dirty in Nigeria, they will go out there where they are looting our funds to and go there and settle themselves. A lot of our guys have died simply because of all this nonsense. A lot of youths have wasted their lives, their youthful ages. Many people say don't lose their brokers simply because they are fighting for politicians. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, when you favor them, they will not complain. When you don't favor them, then when they will start to complain. Yes, Wike turned G5 against Atiku, PDP, in this last concluded shambles of election. Simply because he wanted Atiku to choose him as his vice. And Atiku said, Nehio, I cannot choose you as vice. In return, then he come out and remember, there is what they call the ticket must go to the south. Either southeast or southwest, but he must go to the south. You see it? He turned back simply because he was not selected. According to Dino Melaye, I was not there. He said, and I quote, that Wike called him 19 good times, where he is persuading him to tell Alhaji Atiku Abubakar to name him as the vice president to this just concluded shambles of election. So my people, when I don't see Amabi, when I don't open, that nobody is fighting for the general public. They are only fighting for their own selfish desire, and that is the simple truth. Believe it or leave it. Any politician that will come out now, maybe a few of them, a few, and not all, maybe a few can be able to come out, even if that person did not give 50% of service, because I know say none of them can give 100% or even 80 or even 90. Some that give 10% self are jumping up and down. Look at Okezi Ikpeazu in Abia State, where he was being interviewed about giving pregnant women 500 naira. He said, what are you saying that a poor widow can do with a 500 naira? A money that's not even enough to get better obo. That is, you know, obo now. I don't need to say everything. Not everything you need to hear on the camera. 500 naira cannot get you obo. Imagine. And he's very proud to say it. In his 8 years as governor of Abia State, the only development he can count on is he brought in Chicken Republic to Aba. But look at Aba is the worst state ever in terms of dirty, in terms of infrastructure, everything you can think of. He constructed a bridge or maybe flyover that is not up to 2 kilometers for complete good 8 years. When he was being interviewed, he started to even scold the people of Abia State. That why should they ask him? And when did they no flyover? No flyover. Taxpayers' money. Federal government allocations. Inland generated revenues. Where are all this money? Ochichago or Nawago Onyoria Mama. That is the song they composed for Okezi Ikpeazu. And he was dancing it. He was dancing. Because nobody can do him anything, even if it covers him. My people, I don't want to talk too much, and I don't want to take up much of your time. But before you watch this Dino Melaye's interview where he said Wike is inspired drugs, I would like you to do something for me. Please share this video. Let it go viral. Make sure that every platform you belong sees this video. They need it. Makehechi. Because everything can forget, the internet never forgets. So take your time. Watch this video till the end. And do what? Share, like, comment. And as you are commenting, make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, I off my camera. So my good people, please, I want you to do what? Watch this video I'm about to show you. Digest it and let me know what you think at the comment section. I'll be right back again with another news. I am not signing out, but I want you to watch. Regardez.
People's Democratic Party for the November 11 governorship election in the state. Melaye polled 313 votes to defeat his closest rival, Jabiru Usman, who polled 127 votes. The chairman, PDP Primary Election Committee, Ahmed Makarfi, announced the results on Sunday. At the end of the indirect primary held in Lokoja, Melaye will face candidates of other political parties. Ahmed Usman Ododo of the APC, Air Commodore Isaac Alpha of the Labour Party, and Jimo Brahimo of the Action Alliance, AA, in the November 11 governorship election. Meanwhile, Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State has criticized Melaye's emergence as governorship candidate, saying Melaye does not have what it takes to vie for such a position. Joining us now on this show is Senator Dino Melaye, governorship candidate of the PDP in Kogi State. Good morning, Senator Dino Melaye, and thank you very much for joining us on the morning show.
Good morning, Dr. Ruben. Good morning.
Well, let's start with the controversies. Two major controversies. Former Deputy Governor Yomi Awoniyi, who also took part in the primaries, says that you manipulated your way to emerge as the governorship candidate of the party, and that your emergence as candidate is dangerous for the unity of the PDP in Kogi State. So, did you manipulate the process? Did you, as you have claimed, give people anointing oil, and that the anointing oil did the magic? The second controversy is from Port Harcourt, from Rivers State, where your good friend, Governor Nyesom Wike, says, in fact, nobody should take you seriously because you are not good enough to be anybody's governorship candidate. Those two issues.
Anyway, I want to start by saying to God be the glory forever and ever, amen. And to start by correcting you that the man who came second is not Kabiru. Kabiru came third with 121 votes. That Lona, actually Idoko, came second with 124 votes. Having said that, I want to say that the processes driving towards the primaries was not manipulated. I was not a member of the committee that came to conduct the three-man ad hoc delegate committee. I am not a member of the appeal committee. They came and conducted the Congress. And after conducting the Congress, there was agitation and complaint from some of the aspirants saying that 153 names were changed on the list. And the appeal in the wisdom of the committee did some considerations to the list and reduced the list to, according to the aspirants, they said yes, that it was only reduced from 153, the purported alleged insertions was reduced by the appeal committee to less than 60. Less than 60. But at the end of the day, all glory belongs to God. Even if it is 153 or it is 60, you can see the margin of win between myself and my brother Idoko, who came second. Because elections is what we had. The primary was the fairest and freest primary I've seen anywhere in the world, conducted by Governor Ahmed Makarfi. It was no rancor, no agitation, no complaint, and nobody has complained about, even the aspirants have complained about the conduct of the primary election. Very, very transparent. And what actually, I scored 313 votes. The person who came second scored 124 votes, So even if you say they are complaining that less than 60 names were changed, remove 60 from my votes, I would have won overwhelmingly. Take 60 and add to the man who came second, I would have won overwhelmingly. Even if you go back to the initial complaint of 153 names they complained about, remove 153 from my votes, I will still have won the primary. So honestly speaking, it is time for myself and my brothers, my co-aspirants, to come together and deliver Kogi State from what we are going through. And already we've started our reconciliatory moves. I've seen about 5 out of 8 aspirants, and we are having an understanding. I've gone around. I've seen the leadership of the party across the state. I've gone to Governor Ibrahim Idris. We had a very good, robust discussion, and he's supporting the party and the party candidate. I've seen Governor Wada, and he's 100% supporting the candidate of the party. I've seen Prince Olushola Akomode. I've interacted with Senator Tunde Ogbeha. Today I'm going to see Uncle Patrick Adaba, and we are doing well. And I believe by the grace of God, the responsibility before us is to rescue the people of Kogi State from maladministration, from insecurity, from corruption, and from all the negative vices bedeviling us as a state, and improve Kogi State, and make sure that Lokoja, our capital, is being lifted up from this. If you go to Lokoja today, it's like a glorified local government. And having said that, I will say my quick response to Nyesom Wike is that he is an expired drug who is about to be taken off the shelf. So I would not want to bother myself discussing with a man that is about to leave office and is suffering from post-election trauma. I want to concentrate seriously on my election. I want to concentrate on rescuing the people of Kogi State, and I do not have time actually for drug and alcohol-induced individuals.
And I think that's a very strong statement to make, and that's in your view. Except you're able to prove that by fact, you cannot make statements about a sitting governor in that manner. But before you respond, Senator Melaye, before you respond, let me just ask my question. I wanted to just make that clarification. But you're saying, or you're using certain terms to describe the governor of Rivers State, Governor Nyesom Wike. However, you yourself said in a recent interview that you were both friends. In fact, he bankrolled in terms of gave you significant amount of money for your 2019 bid, as you know, towards the governorship elections of Kogi State. So in the same way, you're accusing him of being, having faith enough in you to support you financially and even giving you his private jet for use on the day of election. What has happened? Why are you now referring to him as, in a very negative way? Has the relationship broken down? Do you not have faith in him? Why would you collect money from someone of that kind of character as you have described?
Anyway, I want to say that we work with time and season. Governor Wike himself, on national TV, have told Nigerians on a Monday morning that he was taking 40-years-old Glenfiddich whiskey on a Monday morning. So I'm not the one calling him, he's the one, he advertised himself as such to Nigerians. But having said that, I want to tell you that you supported me does not mean that you will ask for my liver and kidney. I will not give it. And let me say that Wike himself have always been supported, and he owes PDP a lot. And anything he's doing for any individual in PDP is like giving back from what PDP has done for him. Governor Odili made him chairman of his local government. So he has been helped by somebody. After Governor Odili helped him, Governor Amechi made him chief of staff. Governor Amechi helped him. Governor Amechi nominated him to be Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Governor Amechi helped him. Mrs. Goodluck Jonathan spent our money, our connections, and everything to make him the governor of Rivers State. So everyone gets helped by one person or the other. But you don't help people with the intention to enslave them. You don't help people with the intention to control them. You don't help people with the intention to run their lives and run their decisions. Once you give assistance to somebody, then you should allow the person to exist. But Wike, once he assists you and you don't do his bidding, or you try to say, I have an idea or I have a decision, he will go all out and advertise you and announce what he has done for you. For example, he gave 50 million naira to the family of a late respected traditional ruler in Port Harcourt. He came on the national TV to announce that he gave 50 million to the family of that respected Nigerian, a former minister of the Federal Republic and a respected traditional ruler. You don't do things, that is not how, in fact, the Holy Book says, whatever you do with your right hand, the left hand should not even know. So the truth of the matter is that God can assist you through anybody. But because I refused to support his presidential ambition, when he was helping me, I was qualified. When it was helping me, he felt I had the qualities and credibility to be a governor. That's why he invested his money in me. And that is why he gave me his private jet. So what now happened? That the same person you saw quality in him, the same person you will not put your money where you have no faith. Nobody will do that. Only a madman will do that. So he invested because at that time, he saw quality in me. He saw me that I was qualified to be the governor of Kogi State. But because I refused to do his bidding, before I refused to support his presidential, failed presidential ambition, then you now want to take on me? Throughout the campaign, you will never find a place where I spoke derogatorily about Governor Wike, because I respect him as somebody who have assisted me in the past. There was no time I spoke in low terms or low tunes about him. And I please want to advise Dr. Ruben and the crew that this interview should not be about Wike, because that is what Wike is looking for. He is an attention seeker. He wants to be talked about. He wants to be in the news at all times. He has granted live coverages more than any other public officer in the world. You want to do groundbreaking of a project, you go live. You want to do foundation, you go live. They want to cast slab, you go live. One single project, 5-6 people will come and you create ceremonies and waste taxpayers' money of River State. So I want to advise that we should talk about Kogi State and how we are going to make life credible for the people, life of Kogites, understand, meaningful. How we are going to transform the state, how we are going to assist the youth, how we are going to make sure that women are empowered, how we are going to look at the education of the state, look at ICT. Those are issues that I will really want to talk about, not about Oluwa Wike, who sees himself as a demigod.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will say congratulations. Some people did not expect that you will win this ticket to be able to contest for the governorship election in November, I believe. On social media, and I do go through some of the things that people have said. Just last night, some people were joking about the fact that your comedy skits over the last year or two, they should win awards and that you should be celebrated for some of those comedy skits. That's an aside. But let me ask, when I was looking at the numbers, internally generated revenue of Kogi State has not been anything to write home about. A lot of the money that they're making is coming from FAC. What is it you're going to do differently if you become the governor, considering the fact that more than 50% of the youths in Kogi State are either unemployed or underemployed? What is it you're going to do differently?
Yeah, Kayode, thank you very much for that question, and good to see you again. To start with, my side attractions my social media presence is a strength and not a weakness. And I will not depart from it, even as governor. On Twitter today, I have over 3.5 million followers. On Instagram, I have over 2.5 million followers. On my page on Facebook, I have over 8 to 9 million followers. So I want to tell you that for me, it's a veritable tool for communication. And I am going to use that social media to become a platform for interaction with the youth and women of this country. People saying comedy, people saying that. The president of Ukraine is a comedian, but he's done what a field marshal and generals will not do. Nigerians should stop talking about side attractions because your side attractions have nothing to do with the magnitude or intensity of your productivity or your capacity or capabilities, as the case may be. So I want to tell you that by the special grace of God, if I become, or when I become, the governor of Kogi State, we are not only going to affect the internal revenue of the state, but we are not going to be dependent on the peanuts that is coming from the federal allocation in Abuja. Because I am not going to be an Abuja-based governor like the present governor. I am going to live in Kogi State. I am going to have town hall meetings monthly across every local government of the state. With due respect, as I speak to you, the present governor have not, in 7.5 years, have not gone to over half of the local governments in Kogi State. Call him and ask him, has he ever been to Wahala local government since he became the governor of Kogi State? He has not. I'm saying over half of the local government he has not visited. But I am going to be a people's governor. I am going to be a governor that will run governance dependent on the needs, the yearnings, the aspirations, and the drive of the people. The people will determine our policy direction. The people will determine our policy implementation. We are all going to sit down together to decide, understand, things that we are going to prioritize as a people, as a government. For example, I am thinking already that from recent research, that we are going to revolutionize the education sector in Kogi State. We are going to make sure that by the special grace of God, we compete with the technological and scientific demands of recent times. One of the best professors of artificial intelligence globally is from Kogi State. One of the best professors of robotic science across the globe is from Kogi State. Right. We are going to look for these people, interact with NUC, look at the possibility of creating Department of Robotic Science, Department of Aeronautic and Engineering, Department of Artificial Intelligence in Kogi State University. And people from all over the globe will come and acquire education from Kogi State. If you know where Natako is in Lokoja, every time I pass by, I always I weep. All these are brothers and sisters selling yam, akara by the roadside. We are going to relocate them to a more decent environment, a cluster or a hub where they can sell their akara and sell all their things, and then build boat clubs across the bank of River Niger, from there up to the Murtala Mohammed Bridge. I'm quite keen. And there are loose forms all over the world.
I'm sorry to break in. I just want to find out, can you give specifics, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 things that you can hit nail on the head and say, these are things that I will do that will change the story in terms of employment and in terms of our internally generated revenue if you're voted in as the governor? Just hit them on the head, those specifics that you have on your agenda.
Okay. Thank you very much. Quick wins. We are going to concentrate on SMEs for our women. We are going to make sure that we get funds from donor agencies across the globe, from NGOs all over the world, to make sure that we partner with international donor agencies to make sure that we increase SMEs in Kogi State. We empower our women. There are loose funds all over the world, Coyote, begging for where to. In fact, we are going to assess these opportunities because many governors in this country today, many local governments do not even know that these funds are available to be assessed. And at times, they do not meet up with criteria and indices and yardsticks to assess these loans. We are going to seriously tap into that. Number two, we are going to make, today, Kogi State have 58 mineral resources beneath the earth's surface in commercial quantities. Only one have been tapped, limestone. We have gypsum, we have gold, we have uranium. The market value for uranium annually across the globe is over $60 billion. And we have it in excess in Kogi State and we are not tapping into it. If you go to every part of Igala land, without even planting in the backyard of houses, you see sesame seed growing. Go and see the international annual market value for sesame seed. If properly coordinated, go into plantations and process and export. These are issues that we'll take seriously. Agriculture is going to be one thing that, because we are blessed in Kogi State, we are going to make sure we do that. We are also going to make sure that we're also going to make sure that apart from I've talked about the education sector. We are going to change the curriculum of all the schools in Kogi State. We are going to start teaching ICT from nursery schools. I told someone yesterday that once I become the governor of Kogi State, we are going to build 3 nursery schools in each local government as a pilot project. Because the foundation of education in our country is faulty, our curriculum is faulty, nobody teaches you about moral philosophy, nobody teaches you about civic education, nobody teaches you about nationalism. The social study they are teaching you will tell you about Jaja of Okpobo, will tell you about Awolowo of Western Nigeria, Azikiwe of Eastern Nigeria, and Sadona of Nigeria. Even as a kindergarten, already you are indoctrinated and imbibed with ethnic rudiments. You are already being ethnic conscious as a child.
Senator Melaye.
What we are saying is that by the time, yes.
Well, I'm sure there will be more than enough time to go through your manifesto. There are 2 things. You know, some of your fans, they've been saying, this looks like a different kind of Dino Melaye. You are already sounding gubernatorial, unlike during the campaign trail when you were very combative. So they say it's like you're already preparing. Is this the new Dino that we'll be seeing consistently? And then secondly, I just want you to comment briefly on the politics of zoning.
This is the new improved Dino. And you can see my attire is looking gubernatorial already.
Apart from talking about the new Dino.
That does not mean my interactions with the youth, with people will change. No. I'll still be myself because for me, that's the advantage.
Okay, but I wanted you to comment on the politics of zoning. We had Smart Adeyemi on this program from the APC side. And his main point was that, look, Kogi Central cannot keep producing, the governor of the state, and that, Kogi West, and other parts of the state should also be entitled. And you also have agitations from Okunland. I know you are from Ijumo, also from Kogi West. Just to comment on the politics of zoning and how that is likely to play out to your advantage or disadvantage.
Yeah, I will start by saying that what is fair is just. We have 3 senatorial districts in Kogi State. We have the Kogi East, we have the Kogi West, and we have the Kogi Central. And Kogi East they've been governor for 16 years in Kogi State. And the Central, at the expiration of this unproductive government, Yaya Bello from the Central would have served for 8 years, while the Kogi West have never been governor in Kogi State. So naturally speaking, I haven't spent 16 years in power in Kogi in the East, I haven't spent 8 years in the Central. It is only just and proper that this thing be naturally rotated or zoned to Kogi West. And I have tremendous respect for the PDP in the Central. In these primaries that we just concluded, the Central, no single person from the Central picked governorship form to run for governorship of Kogi State. We have a lot of people who can be governor of Kogi State in the PDP. In the Central, but not one person picked the form because they naturally believe that the thing should go to the West part of the state. And that's why I ran in the first place. So I think that Kogites should just naturally zone this thing to the West and support the West to produce the governor of Kogi State for peace, for harmony, for inclusivity, for equity. That should be the case. And if you are talking about even the Central, as I speak to you, Central, I would say they've been governor for 12 years and not 8 years, because the Central and the West we all came from Kwara, the old Kwara State. And in Kwara State, Adamu Atta from the Central have been governor for 4 years. So if you plus that 4 plus 8, that means they've been governor for 12 years. And the other side have been governor for 16 years. It is only fair and proper for us in the West to produce the next governor of Kogi State. And I believe by the special grace of God that God have a purpose for giving the ticket to the West, but it is not going to be a West agenda. Dino is not going to be an Igala man. Dino is not going to be an Ibira man. Dino is not going to be an Oku man. Dino will only be a Kogi man. And we are going to make sure that by the...
Shebi don't watch him now. As you watch him, Shebi like it. And you like my handwork. And you are not subscribing. You must subscribe now. Or you subscribe. Share this message. Like and comment. You hear him from the horse's mouth. Dino Melaye. He don't finish Wike. Wike have nothing left in him now. Only empty body. Even the body of Wike now is about to leave him. What a world. His spirit, he don't leave Wike a long time ago. So my good people, I'm here to do what? I am signing out. May the Almighty Chukwu Okeabiyama bless you all, the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Until I come your way again, I still remain Okute Daily News, one in the whole wide world. Have a nice day, my people. Kemesiano.
Special grace of God, we are going to have a new